Howdy, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video. If you're new here, I'm Siotos, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please take the time to do it now. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who subscribed this past week. Thank you for your support and thank you for helping this channel grow. Now, I've been riding the Harley Davidson Street 500 for the past 8 months or so. Done roughly 6,500 kilometers on it. And today I want to do a little review and share my opinions on what I think after spending all this time on this bike. Now, like I've mentioned earlier, I've been riding this Street 500 for the past 8 or so months. I've done 6,500 kilometers on it, and to date the only maintenance I have done on the bike has been the 1,600 kilometer or the 1,000 mile service. Other than that, I've had no issues, no concerns. The bike's been performing well, and it's really a fun little good performing motorcycle. Now, I have noticed that at times I have a squeaky rear brake. Now, that's not the end of the world, nothing to be concerned about. Usually once the brakes warm up, that tends to go away. I've checked and Harley Davidson reckons this is normal, and you get this issue on some of the Sportsters and some of the Softails as well. The Street 500 was first launched in 2014 as a learners approved motorcycle, which meant that for the first time, new riders or riders looking to do their learner's license could own and ride a Harley Davidson. Now, this opened the door to a whole new generation of Harley Davidson riders, and for the first time you could learn how to ride a motorcycle while riding an affordable, easy to ride Harley Davidson motorcycle. Now, ever since it first launched in 2014, the Street 500 has been a real popular choice to many new riders and riders making the transition from other types of motorcycles to cruisers. But unfortunately, in 2021, Harley Davidson announced that they would discontinue the make of the Street 500 model. Now, whether Harley Davidson made a mistake or not by discontinuing this model is yet to be seen. I'll pull over up ahead so we can go over some of the Street 500 specs. Okay, I'll jump off and we'll do a quick walk around. Okay, my Street 500 is the 2020 model. In 2020 the Street 500 came out in 5 colors, which was the Vivid Black, the Black Denim like mine, the Vivid Black Deluxe, which is a 2-tone, the Barracuda Silver, and also the Performance Orange. The Street 500 has a liquid-cooled Revolution X V-twin engine with a displacement of 494 cc's, which delivers 40 Nm of torque at 3,750 revs per minute. It has a seat height of 720 mm. Now, I'm only 5'7" and I easily flat-foot this bike. It comes standard with mid controls, and it has a nice upright seating position, which I find to be very easy on my back. It has a ground clearance of 145 mm, a rake of 32 degrees, and a lean angle of 28.5 degrees in both directions. It has a fuel capacity of 13.1 liters, which gives me a range of approximately 300 kilometers, depending on how hard I push it. After Harley Davidson announced that they were discontinuing this model, the demand went through the roof. We tried to find one for my wife just after the announcement, and it was damn near impossible to find one. So we reached out to all the dealerships in New Zealand, couldn't find any. They were all on pre-order and they all were spoken for. Looked online for a second-hand one, couldn't find any. So finally a dealership down in Wellington reached out and told us they had one left. So we had to jump at the opportunity and we got my wife her own Street 500. Now, even though this is the entry level, learners approved Harley Davidson with a small engine size of 494 cc's, you'd be amazed at how much power it actually delivers. It's a fun, responsive little beast in town, and it easily holds its own on the open road, and you can easily cruise at a speed of 100 to 110 kilometers an hour. Now, I have noticed that once you reach 120 kilometers an hour, there's not much left in the tank, and it's kind of hard at that speed to perform overtaking maneuvers. Now, I found the suspension on this bike to be amazingly good, considering that it's an entry-level bike, and I'm in love with the ergonomics of this bike. I'm 5'7" and with the mid controls I feel planted, I feel well in control of this bike, and and I can just throw this nimble little beast in the corners. With a lean angle of 28.5 degrees both ways, means that you can lean this bike right over before you even start scraping. The clutch is nice and smooth, gear selection through the gears up and down pretty smooth, and the brakes offers heaps of stopping power and gives you that confidence when you're attacking those corners. Now, I'll be the first one to admit, when I first picked up the Street 500, I didn't expect too much from it, with it being the smallest bike in the Harley Davidson lineup, with it being a learner's proof motorcycle. But I have been pleasantly surprised. It rides well, it handles well, it's got enough power, and if you're planning on sticking to the speed limit, you don't need much more than this little bike. It has awesome fuel consumption, it's an awesome daily commuter, it's fun for zipping around town, and it can hold its own on the open road. Only criticism I can think of would be that the mirrors are basically useless, so you might want to swap that out as soon as you can. And also, when you plan on doing longer rides, the stock seat is not the best in the world. I can ride for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then my butt is numb. So if you're planning on doing longer rides, you might want to swap out that seat. But overall, well designed, well performing, awesome little machine. Awesome to learn on, easy to ride, very user friendly, and the fact that the seat height is so low gives you that confidence at low speed maneuvers, which will give newer riders that confidence when they first start out riding as well. So that's my full review of the Street 500 after running it for 6,500 kilometers. Now, the question is, would I buy this bike again, knowing what I know now? I can honestly say that I would. I love the Harley Davidson brand, and I think they absolutely nailed it when they made the Street 500. And I think the company made a huge mistake by discontinuing this model. And I predict that the Street 500s will hold their value and become a sought after model by riders who want to start their riding journey on a Harley Davidson. Before I close out today's video, my post notification shout out goes out to Paul M. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button, thanks for joining this awesome community and helping this channel grow. I want to thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed today's video, please give this video a huge thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button now, it helps the channel out a lot. As always, be safe out there, God bless, and I'll see you on the other side.